Okay, this is a quick review on how to judge with an e-ballot on Speechwire. So, first thing I'm going to go do is open a browser and I'm going to type in live.speechwire.com. As you can see, I put in my browser right here, live.speechwire.com. Not just speechwire.com, but live.speechwire.com. Hit enter and it'll bring you to this page here. Now, it does say login. If you know your username, it's just your email address and your password, go ahead and put those in. However, if you're in the boat of you missed the initial email from Speechwire, you would have gotten one way back whenever your coach input you into that tournament. If it was the first time you've ever been attached to Speechwire, you would have gotten an email from Speechwire to activate your account. But don't worry if you didn't do that, or don't worry if you've been on Speechwire before and you just don't remember your password. Either way, in either of those situations, as long as you have the email address that the coach would have used to sign you up for the tournament, you can simply hit forgot password. Right here, put that email address in and hit request password reset, and then go check your email. You'll have an email to set up a password. Now, I know my password. Well, my computer knows my password. It's saved. So I'm going to go ahead and hit log in. And this is on the tournament day. So it says you don't have any e-ballots assigned to you yet. Check back later. And that's okay, because all this means is that the manager of the tournament, or actually not the manager of the tournament, whoever's running the tab room that day, hasn't opened the e-ballot yet. This is usually done maybe 10, 15 minutes before the actual start of the round. So you might be in the judges meeting when these are actually getting blasted out, and it'll do one round at a time. So you'll just get your first round. And then you'll come back to this page and you'll see that first round, which I'll show you in a minute. And then later in the day, you'll get your second round. And if it's a power round tournament or a third round tournament, later in the day, you'd get those other rounds as well. Okay, so once I'm ready to get my round started, if it still says no e-ballots have assigned to me, but it's time to go, I'm just going to refresh my page. And look at that. I have a round set for me. Okay, say round one is starting and you still don't have any e-ballots and you know that you were assigned to round one because your judge folder says that. Your coach may have input your email in wrong because they're human and that happens sometimes. So just find the tournament host or the tab room and tell them the issue, and then we can just double check your email and update it to the correct email address and the problem will be solved. It would say MLFA and whatever the tournament was for you. So this is just a fake round that I made. It's not real, but it's right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. This is my first round. Well, it's round 3. I've been assigned round 3. Storytelling, STY is storytelling, round 3. So I'm going to click on that. And then you'll first get this. This is just in case you need to be reached. I'm going to put in my number here, and you can say yes or no to this. I'm just going to say no. I don't want to be texted. Submit. Now, I can see speaking order right away. That's great. And just the basic information about what's happening right now. But my round, I haven't started the round. I have no access to my e-ballots yet. So in order to have access to the e-ballots, I need to hit this big yellow button that says click here to start round. And this should be clicked before the first speaker starts speaking. I don't wait until the middle of the round or even after the round to click on this. So I'm going to hit click here to start round. And this is what our e-ballots then look like. So what I would do is once I call these are the kids up, and I'm going to call them in this order. Once I call 14G3 up, I'm going to literally click on this edit scores and comments button. And right here, these are the 14 elements that you would find on any rubric, and you can give them a 1 through 5. Remember, 5 is where we start, and we work our way down. We don't start with a 3 and go up or down. We start with the 5 until they prove otherwise. So I'd go through and I'd put in those 14 elements. And then down here are boxes for your comments. Now, there's 3 boxes because you're required a minimum of 3 comments, but you could put a million comments in each box, and that's totally fine. I know a lot of judges have a lot more to say than just 3 things, and that's fabulous. So you can just fill those boxes up. So you could be taking notes by hand while this person is speaking, or you could be literally, I'm a comment kind of person, so I write in these comment boxes as they're speaking. Some people are like filling out their 14 elements as they're speaking. Whatever works for you, and that's great. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and fill this out so you can see what happens once I give them a bunch of scores here. And one thing that's important to note is while I am filling it out right here, I actually can come back to this section and beef up my comments and change the scoring once like the next speaker goes or after the next speaker. So if like you want to get in what you think right now and then you're rethinking it later, that's fine. You can totally rethinking it. I'm just going to put gobbledygook in here for now because I have to write something. Otherwise the system won't let me submit my ballot later. At the bottom here, you have to put in the time. So I'm going to say this person spoke for 5 minutes. And then you also have the box for infraction right here. So I'm going to say this person did not infract. If you believe there was an infraction, you do toggle yes. And what's going to happen is the system is going to auto-calculate not only all of these points, but also the minus 14 if you put in the yes. It's really important that if you do say yes, you're actually going to go to the infractions table because they have to verify that it is a yes, and they will tell you what to write in this box right here because you do actually have to write something in that box as well. Never, ever, ever make this decision to toggle yes and even write, even if it's time. You're never going to make this decision by yourself. You need to go talk to the infraction table. So I'm going to leave it blank though because I'm going to say no, there was no infraction, and I'm just going to hit save comments. So saving my comments will allow it to tally up this score and save my comments, but it does not submit my ballot. I'm going to say save comments. Now, when I go back, look at it, did the math for me. That kid got a 67, and it's green because that means I filled out something in there already. So now it's 04G3's turn. So I'm going to click on 04G3, and I'm going to do the same thing for them. I'm filling out all of their scores right now. And they're doing quite well. But what I'm going to do, I'll show you the difference here. So I'm going to give this person an infraction. We're going to say this person's, maybe they went overtime. And you'll see they'll get a 14-point infraction right away, regardless of this wonderful score. So this would actually, here, let's give them what should be a perfect 70. But they're going to get an infraction. So we're going to say their time was like 9 minutes. And so I'm going to say yes to this. But remember, I need to go talk to the infractions table. So I'm going to leave this blank for now. Even if I know the rule, I need to talk to the infractions table and they need to verify and tell me exactly what to put in there. I will say save comments. Now, if I go here, look, it's not a perfect 70. It's a 56 because it minused those 14 points already. It's really, 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 really important that I talk to infractions because what I'll do once I talk to infractions is I'll go back into there. And infractions going to tell me, yeah, 9 minutes is definitely too long. Go ahead and write time in that box. So I wrote time, save comments. They're good to go. This is what we got here. So looking at my scores here, this is going to be my number 2. This is my number 1. I'm saying this was a no-show. Remember, this 56 was actually my infraction. I can't give them an infraction here for ranking. I'm just going to put 5. I don't know why I'm putting 5. They would be 4. I can do math or count. Okay, this one would be 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I would hit save ballot. I would go to infractions table and I would talk to them. And they are going to be the ones to help me out with that infraction. They will change the ranking. They will tell me what to put in that box for the infraction. Something that is cool, though, once I save the ballot here, something that's cool is that I can still go back. And even though my ballot is now saved, I can go back, I can edit scores and comments, and I can still, beef up my comments here, or if I made a mistake and with infractions or whatever, I can undo it. Maybe you were judging really, really harshly and Tab Room said, hey, we want you to go in and rethink about those scores or give better comments. You can still do that after you've saved your ballot. You can't change the rank after you save your ballot. So if there's an issue with that, go talk to the infractions table. They can fix it. But the points actually in the comments can be updated. And that's the basis of how you judge on Speechwire.